Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Whiskey Wednesday Show with your hosts Ken Tizzard and Music for Goats. Brought to you in full color and stereo sound with amplification provided by Trainer. Broadcasting into the world from Storyhouse Studios in Campbellford, Ontario, you'll hear the best of old country, folk, Americana, punk rock, and 80s music delivered into your homes every week for free. And don't forget your regular dose of new and original songs from Music for Goats. Never be alone on a Wednesday night again, 8 p.m. Eastern and 9:30 for those of you in Newfoundland. Join the Whiskey Wednesday regulars on Facebook to be a part of the conversation, or watch on YouTube as well. Pour a drink, a cup of tea, or a nice cold long tooth. Roll up your best smoke and sit back and relax. Don't forget to hit the share button to help spread the word. The Whiskey Wednesday Show, every week.
Excellent. Did you just say I'm on, Barry? You just said I'm on. And here I am. How you doing, folks? Just reading to see who's already in. The first 9 people are in the room here. We got Jordan, Richard, Derek. Who are the other 6 lurkers? Not letting us know who's there. Either way, good to see you. Those who are here and those who are here and I don't know about you, I'm happy that you're here as well. My name is Ken Tizzard. We are Music for Goats and it is Whiskey Wednesday. We are going to play you a selection of tunes written by, arranged by, performed by us. A few tunes maybe written by somebody else, but arranged and performed by us. And we've also got the mysterious, enigmatic, rock and roll klezmer character. That's not the proper description for him, but you know how my mind works. East Coast via Hamilton by birth, Ben Kaplan is on the show. I learned so much about him when we chatted, and we had such a fantastic time doing just that. And my wife Allison requested a song that he play, which he did. It's amazing. It's going to be a fun night. How's Mr. Grant?
I'm just great, man.
Yeah, what's new?
It's new?
Yeah,
I don't know. What's new with you?
I'm going to Toronto tomorrow, but you know that
yeah.
because you're coming to stay here with my animals.
I heard that, yeah.
Mr. Grant takes care of the family while I'm gone. The family being just Jasper and Jack now, really, the cat and the dog. And
Easy enough.
it should be easy enough, yeah. What's new with you there, buddy?
I've got new neighbors.
What's that all about?
A couple moved in next door. Nice couple from, I came from Tizzard, wanted to be heard at the time. That was their last place of residence or whatever. So,
Nice
if
folk.
they're watching tonight, hello,
Charlie and Kobe?
Yes.
Kobe. Is it with a K or a C? Do you know?
I have no idea. She spoke it. She didn't write it.
Okay. Well, you know, sometimes people say, Charlotte with a K. Stuff like that. Sometimes.
Interesting. Or Stan with a P.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. This is a song called Over You, and it goes just like this. 1, 2, 3. You broke my heart. You've been untrue. Can't bear to spend another minute with you. Cold-hearted girl, you ruined my life. Now I'm moving on. I won't stay to fight. Gonna pack my bags, take all that I can, get far away from you and your new old man. I can't say when, but someday soon you'll see I'll be over you as soon as she gets under me. For years I've tried those toothless words sure rang true tonight. For years I've tried, I tried to please. You had me on the go, you had me on my knees. I'm moving on, I'm leaving you behind. I can't say that I'm happy, you treated me so unkind. I can't say when, someday soon you'll see I'll be over you as soon as she gets under me. Friends that I had, all the things I loved to do. You crushed all my dreams, now I'm leaving you. I can't say when, but someday soon you'll see I'll be over you as soon as she gets under me. I'll be over you as soon as she gets under me. I'll be over you as soon as she gets under me. Very nice. Yeah, it's Wednesday night whoopsies, you know.
Nobody was
I was having so
recording
much
it.
fun
Don't
that
worry.
second course. I totally forgot about the 8
Yeah, no, I caught that. But, you know, that happens, right? It's just Wednesday night whiskey. You know, we've started with another one of these. We're still working on this bottle of Glenlivet there, Ron. Thank you very much. For those of you who don't know, a nice little engraved bottle that he sent to us with our name on it. We've been working on that for a couple weeks. It's been real nice. Yeah, sorry, great introduction for your neighbors too. Sort of, you know, the sort of whatever you call that song, a little bit of tongue in cheek or I don't know, borderline. I don't even know if that's a thing. Elaine Buzniak, nice to see you. Brian McMullen, do you know be smiling down on your brother? Oh man, I certainly hope so. I hope that he's got more going on, that he's so distracted having fun that he's not even aware of me here on a Wednesday night. Steenberg, you got the allergies, I hear you, that's all right. Evening, Aunt Betty. Charmaine, nice to see you. Great job on the little deck fence you guys put up today. Oh my God, it looks so nice next door. Looks right fantastic, it does. Where's the set list gone? Oh, we're going to play another song for you now. Oh, this one here. This is an old one. I didn't write this one. This is an old song that, where do you think this one came from, Mr. Grant?
Oh, man. You got to ask me ahead of time. I'd have looked it up.
Yeah. True, I know that's
Consider it traditional, but whoever wrote it would probably be really insulted.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I'll just call it a traditional tune. What key are we playing it in? Does F make sense? No. Playing it in E, right?
I hope it's E.
Okay, good. Howard Weiss, hello from New Jersey. Excellent. Oh, so good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. I haven't been seeing you as much on the old social media with your concert goings. I'm assuming the algorithms have us out of sync. But, here's to you being here tonight. And play this one to you. Gary Pomfret as well. Nice to see you. Tyler Burnett, lovely. Great to have you on board. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamt I held you in my arms. When I walked here, I was mistaken. and I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when the skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take your sunshine away. I'll always love you and make you happy if you will only say the same. But if you leave me to love another, you'll regret it all someday. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when the sky's gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You told me once, dear, you really loved me, and no one else could come between. But now you left me to love another. You have shattered all my dreams. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when the skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. In all my dreams, dear, you seem to leave me. When I wake, my poor heart pains. So when you come back to make me happy, I'll forgive you, I'll take all the blame. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when the skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Let's sing that again. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when the skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Oh, please don't take my sunshine away. Oh, please don't take my sunshine away. There you go. A little old traditional song, as they like to say in the business. The business of traditional music, that is, you know. Although I guess if you're in the business of traditional music and you hear that song, you would just call it music, wouldn't you? You know, like in China, they just call it food. You know, it's just one of those things that you put names on. Interesting, just a little thing, you know, words. Mr. Grant is suddenly stunned. Derek, have you been stretching, getting ready for back to nights? Yes, I know. Oh, hello, Sherry. Nice to see you. How are things? Trent is all grown up. I saw a picture of him the other day on the internet. Sherry's a friend from Florida who me and Allison used to see the family with when we were camping down there. I saw some pictures of Trent. Trent was a little kid, you know, last time I saw him. Now he's this massive man. Anyway, it's lovely to see you, Sherry. I hope all is well. Have you been stretching, Derek? Yeah, you know, I got 2 Watchmen shows coming up tomorrow and the next night, and I'm usually way more in shape for a Watchmen show than I am. I feel fine about playing and all that stuff. That doesn't really worry me. It's more the logistics of getting, you know, equipment to the venue and actually getting to and from the venue. And Allison's coming to Toronto with me, and we're going to be staying at a hotel, and she's that'll be her first time in a hotel, you know, sort of since everything started 3 years ago. So that's all exciting, and also, you know, comes with this fair bit of anxiety. So we're really looking forward to seeing some friends, and I'm looking forward, of course, to playing with the Watchmen. But no, in fact, I have not been stretching the way that I would like to. It just didn't work out that way. Is there a set list somewhere that has the next song on it?
All gone.
Oh, that one. Cool. Okay, yeah, this is a fun song. Hey, Andy's there too. Oh my God. And your new dog? I can't remember your new dog's name, but I've seen pictures. You guys still have that? They got the coolest saltwater tank in their living room with all these sea anemones and stuff in it. You guys still have that? That thing was beautiful. Yeah. We got to get back down to see you guys sometime. We talk about you a lot, and miss you guys. We'll be coming back at some point. Maybe we'll have to get you. Oh, Andrew's here actually online too. Andrew Johnson, nice to see you, buddy. Andrew and Sherry. I'll send this one out to you guys. This is funny. This is a song about when you think things have come to an end and how you're ever going to get back to normal. I'll play this song in hopes that someday I will see you both again. We'll go out and we'll have drinks like we did that last time we were in Florida. Took us to a couple of really cool sort of younger people's bars, and we drank way too much for way too long. It was a lot of fun. This is a song called All Gone. It goes like this. My reflection in the mirror isn't who I used to be. The person that you left behind isn't who I see. My lips that move tell different stories, using words I've never known. It's time to stop and call this perfect place a home. And that's all gone. It's never coming back, and that's all gone away for good. And I'm alright with that. Well, I'm moving on. It's time to look ahead, and with the past behind me now, and I'm alright with that. It was so beautiful in a time and place not here. No light on subjects, we go further year on year. I'm going crazy, looking everywhere to see who I might be. With every moment growing shorter still, the space between the line allows a little chill to blow inside. A little chill to blow inside, and that's all gone. It's never coming back, and that's all gone away for good. And I'm alright with that. Moving on, and never coming back, and that's all gone away for good. And I'm alright with that. Ooh. My reflection in the mirror isn't who I used to be. The person that you left behind isn't who I see. The smell of secrets as they smolder in your mind, escaping thoughts and prayers and memories you'll find. It seems like yesterday. Everything I knew so clear, and that's all gone. Never coming back, and that's all gone away for good. And I'm alright with that. Well, I'm moving on. It's time to look ahead, and with the past behind me now, and I'm alright with that. And that's all gone. And that's all gone away for good, and I'm alright with that. Cool. That one doesn't get played very often. Yeah, that's a song from No Dark, No Light. And again, it's one of those songs that it actually sort of works like this, but with the drummer, it sounds great. And just an update, Steve is doing progressively better every day. I speak to him every couple days. I'm not in touch with him every day because he's in his own journey. But every time I speak to him, he's positive and he's closer. For those of you who don't know, our drummer Steve is going through the third part of his cancer treatment, which is he's had chemo, now he's had radiation, now he's on a little break before they decide what's next. So he's just kind of home healing. We wish him well, and it'll be great when he gets back. He'll make songs like this even more fun than they are.
We missed you, Steve.
We miss you, buddy, Steve. And we look forward to having you and the family back out doing everything again. I know, I know. So counting is something you don't really think about a lot when there's a drummer. So they got that under control. We're going to do one more song before we start with the Ben Kaplan interview, which is man. For those of you who don't know Ben, this is a great chance for you to get to know a new artist. What was next there?
What's next? This is Ben Kaplan part one.
No, you're right. That was the third song. Good Lord, I'm so ahead of myself. Okay, so with this in mind, I forgot. Yeah, because we played "Sunshine," which never really seems like a song to me, and "Over You," which is just a statement. So yeah, that's right. I felt like I just played one song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess time has gotten the better of me once again, as it does. I'm having a good time tonight, and it's about to get better for me as I sit and chat a little bit with Ben Kaplan and introduce you all to the world of this absolutely amazing artist. Let her go there, Barry.
Are you recording a new album?
No, just was playing some tour dates in the Maritimes, and my house is on Airbnb right now, so I couldn't go home. So I came here instead.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, thanks for taking the time. I know you're fucking busy as hell. I've been following you, and it's awesome. So it starts with me just asking you the simple question, which is, you're from the East Coast, so you'll probably understand it. If somebody was to say to you, "What are you at?" Would you know what that means?
Sure.
Okay, that's the name of the segment, and that's where we start with Ben Kaplan. What are you at?
Yeah, not bad. I'm just enjoying the luxury of being able to be out on the road and playing shows and connecting with live human beings again.
How does that feel after so long of being through we've been through?
It's richer than it was before. I think that there's nothing like losing something to make you understand its value. There's an interesting thing about I'm in my pal Jamie's basement right now visiting, and it was Jamie who said to me. I asked him at one point. He had moved to Dartmouth from Toronto, where he had been living previously, and I asked him if it felt like home yet, and he said to me, "Well, it's funny you should ask, because it hadn't been feeling like home despite being here for 5 or 6 months." And then he went away to Cape Breton to go do some work for a couple of days and came home, and it was the being away and the returning that made it feel suddenly like home. It was the missing of the place. And so there's something profound that's happened by having live performance taken away from me and from all of us. And returning to it, it really does feel like coming home, and it feels cozy in this way that I don't know if it did before.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I think we can all understand the, losing something and realizing how much you missed it. Your tour you just finished the tour with Tara Lightfoot, right?
Tara Spencer.
Tara Spencer. I knew it was one of the Taras. Tara Spencer. So, and that went from west to east or east to west?
East to west and back again.
And back again. That's a lot of miles covered.
About 15,000 kilometers of driving.
And how many shows did you do in that time?
That was, I think, 26 shows or something in that ballpark.
26 shows between Halifax, Vancouver, and back again.
That's right, yeah.
And
or something in that range. I don't have the numbers to hand. Yeah.
And was it just you and Tara in a vehicle together traveling?
Yeah. I mean, as you may know, or as your listeners may know, I've mostly been touring with a band the last 7 or 8 years. But in the post-COVID world, it seemed like a major liability to have the extra humans on board. And though I love playing with the band, it sort of occurred to me that probably best to minimize my liabilities as we head out in this slowly reopening and adjusting world.
Yeah, I've been doing that myself. I love having my band, but as soon as you add 3 more dinners to every meal and more hotel rooms and all that stuff, it just gets to be almost impossible to do it. So
it gets tricky. And for me, the thing is if a tour or a show or a week of shows gets canceled and it's just me, then it's I'll just sort of get nice and lean for a week and figure out a place to sleep and, problem solve. But as soon as you've got, professionals on retainers that you have taken on the responsibility of treating professionally well in the way that you would expect to be treated on a similar gig, it's not quite as lean anymore. So. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I consider the people who I'm working with to be, well qualified professionals who have trained for years to develop their very specific skill set. And I make sure that if I'm bringing them on, that I'm going to be expecting to be paying them per diems and a reasonable salary for the kind of professional who has gone to school for a decade trying to learn how to master their craft. And it doesn't matter if you've gone to get a master's degree or to a doctorate, or if you've just gone to the school of rock and roll for 10 years. It doesn't, I don't make a value distinction between those two things. So,
Well, I think that you're a pretty awesome individual for putting that forethought into it. Pretty nice of you.
well,
I
it's all, it all comes down to relationships, and you want to get out what you want to put in what you want to get out. It's like, it drives me crazy when I show up to a bar and the impresario for the evening is treating you like, well, if you didn't want to be here hooting and hollering, we'd get some other asshole to do it. So what do you want from me? And it's like, man, I just traveled here. We have a contract. If you'd hired an architect to come in for the evening to give a talk, you wouldn't expect that architect to sleep on some asshole's couch because the show didn't sell as many tickets as you anticipated. There's a deal that has a hotel room, and I need to sleep well for tomorrow.
exactly.
And so, I try to keep that line of logic extended to all the people that I work with. Yeah.
To have somebody treat you with that type of respect is that goes a long way. And at such an early age, you're displaying such wisdom. It's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So Ben Kaplan, for the viewers of the Whiskey Wednesday audience who may or may not know much about you, are you relatively new to the music scene? I know that you have a whack of records out. And I'm not going to ask your age because your beard indicates 70, but your face and your eyes indicate 25. So it's a mystery, and I'm going to leave that okay. But how long has Ben Kaplan been doing this, and what is it you do, in your words?
Sure. Well, I've been doing this thing professionally as a recording artist and full-time kind of a gig for maybe 10 years, something like that. I think my first record came out in 2011. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh gosh, so that means I was recording back in 2010. So yeah, let's call it 12 years.
Yep.
Before that, there was like the I don't know, somewhere between professional and amateur, the hobbyist who has a real seriousness about his hobby. It's always hard to exactly know where to draw that line, but I'd say this has been my job, my main gig for about 12 years now. So relatively fresh, but also, more than a decade of my life has been in service of the muses.
Yeah.
And then what is it that I do? I mean, gosh, I'm a singer-songwriter, but I consider myself to be an entertainer as well. And I think that being an entertainer goes about equal weight with being a singer-songwriter. I know a lot of people who get sort of down on the showbiz part of the entertainment industry or of the music industry, and I love that bit. I love being on stage. I love being with an audience. For me, that live part of the craft is the meat of it all for me. And like, even the songwriting to a certain degree is the like inconvenient thing that has to get done to get the way ready to go play some more shows. So that's a big part of who I am and what I do. And outside of that, in terms of my influences or my style or my approach, we could say that I'm predominantly interested in acoustic musics, and I put an S on the end of that because there are a lot of different kinds of musics.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that whether it's Eastern European folk music or Romani traditions with clarinets and violins, or old Jewish folk music, klezmer music, or whether it's American folk revival stuff like Bob Dylan and Joan Baez and Joni Mitchell and Neil Young, all that kind of stuff. Those are my core sort of like touchstones. And I really enjoy sort of blending different kinds of acoustic music in ways that may not necessarily be idiomatic from where the influences started off.
Cool. I hear a lot of now. Okay, caveat and just in full disclosure, I am new to the Ben Kaplan catalog. I mean, I saw you guys at the ECMAs. I fell in love with the band. I met each of you guys, and you all seemed really cool. So I mean, that's that's basically what it takes for me to really enjoy a band, is knowing that the people are nice and loving the music. And then I kind of went away, and then the years went by, and then in the winter, I saw that you were putting this album out.
Yeah.
And I immediately ordered it, not having a Ben Kaplan album in my collection. I thought it's time for me to get this record and see what it's all about, to see what you're working on. And this record showed up, and I tell you, it's getting more play in this house than almost anything.
Wow.
I mean, I love it. It's brilliant. I'm a big fan of the the Nick Drake style of underproducing. Even though this isn't quite that, because even though it sounds underproduced, I think there's actually probably more production into it than is apparent to the listener, because it's very well put together. It's like somebody who's got the perfect messy bedhead. They didn't wake up like that. And I feel like that comes across on this record. It's really got that minimalist feel, but it also sounds so perfect. Like the way that your voice is mixed in with the instruments, the songs, and the way that the stories are delivered, it's such a beautiful package all together. How's the response been to this record, and how was it making this record for you?
Well, I can say that the making. I'll start with the making. The making was everything that I needed in the world. I made this record really slowly. Mm-hmm. My original intention was to make it myself. It was in the middle of COVID and everything was kind of wacky. And my plan was to move into my van, put my house up on Airbnb to try to cut the bills a little bit. And, I was going to build a little studio into my van, and sort of got 3/4 of the way through that process. And then we ended up getting a little bit of grant funding. And so I abandoned the self-recorded in a van vision, and we ended up going to Dan Ledwell in Lake Echo, Nova Scotia. Okay. And it was this period of COVID. I was in the middle of going through a divorce. Everything was like pretty heavy and difficult. And Dan also didn't have a lot of work at his studio because everybody else was shut down and things were pretty strictly locked down. So it was this neat sort of arrangement where I could like get up in the morning, do my like stuff that needed to get done around the house, and then before lunchtime, get to the studio and then be there for like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, depending on what we were working on that day or like where the mojo was, and just sort of like really take time and just like putting it together. And it's the kind of album that we could have made in 4 or 5 days, but we probably took 4 or 5 months making it. And it started out, and I walked in, I thought, like, I've been playing this material live for ages, so I should be able to go in there and do what I do on stage, put a few microphones up and make the record, and we'll be done. And we did that on day one as like demos, just sort of like see where everything is sitting, just capture everything to know where we're starting. Maybe we'll do it nicely with nice preamps, so in case we capture lightning in a bottle, we'll be ready to go. And I listened back to everything, and it was murder. It was torturous listening to it. I just couldn't get behind a single performance. And I realized that the way that I had been thinking about these songs as like live solo performances was one medium over here, and then taking that same thing and trying to make a record out of it. The tricks that work live and the things that like really bring mojo live were things that were kind of like too much, overselling it, overwrought, lacking in depth, lacking in intimacy. And so it began this process of deconstructing each song and beginning to rethink through, like, what instrument should this live on? What dynamic does this want to be performed at? Yeah, this is going to be a guitar tune, but is it a nylon string guitar, or is it an electric guitar, or is it a steel string guitar? And like really playing with each element and trying to be naive about how to do it. And then things like, building digital keyboards to suit, like, there was something that I liked about the quality of the Rhodes when I played it on the Rhodes, and there was something I liked about the Wurlitzer when I played it on the Wurlitzer, but both was missing something of the other. So then we invented a keyboard that was like 60% Rhodes with 40% Wurlitzer blended in, and then playing with the effects rig so that I can get the performance, like the exact reverb that I'm going to be hearing on the record. Let's dial that in now so that we're not adding it post, but that I can actually respond in the performance to the way the thing actually sounds, and like really spending time dialing in each of these little details so that we could then make it in a way that it feels like we're just giving it away. But it took a lot of time to like find those ways in. Well, yeah, I was gonna say a song like 40 Days and 40 Nights, for example. Like
Yeah.
I'm accustomed to belting that tune out, and like that really works when you've got a horn section behind you. As in the first time I released that song on the album Birds with Broken Wings, which I recommend you check out, because I think I hired a guy named Fred Wesley to do the horn charts for that. Fred used to be the band leader for James Brown's band.
Oh, wow.
So it's this sort of thing of like, well, I'd like to get sort of like this kind of mojo kind of sound going on, and my producer was like, well, let's call Fred Wesley. He needs a gig. He's still alive. He'll work for money. You got money? Let's hire Fred Wesley. Anyways, so that works over there, and then the solo thing, I think that song still works belting it out, but then you put it on a record where you kind of imagine maybe somebody's going to have something where they're cooking dinner or just like having a chilled out vibe, and like all of that just feels like inappropriate. Anyway, so finding the new way into that tune and relearning how to play it, that was all one thing. But then the response to it has been, I think, fairly muted. I think that's a part of the state of the music industry and the state of the media landscape. It's hard to get people's attention. I think, middle-aged white guy re-records songs that have been previously released and reimagines his back catalog as a COVID project. Is not really anything that's going to grab a headline or feel culturally relevant. So I anticipated that to a certain degree. I don't feel bad about what the response has been, but it does sort of feel like it just sort of like slipped into the world and gave me an excuse to get back on the road, but hasn't really been a darling of any particular critics, which is fine.
Any piece of art that we make that makes us able to move forward is a valid piece of art, I think.
Truly.
Yeah.
And we don't make it for the critics. We don't make it for the Time magazine best albums of 2022. I mean, sure, that would be nice. Love to get a Polaris long list nod. That would be a real treat. I'm not holding my breath. I think that these things have their own biases built into them, and I don't know that that's avoidable. I think that the kind of art that I just made doesn't seem like it's ticking those kinds of boxes. But I don't really care. I kind of made it for me. I made it for a place to go for therapy in the dark days of the pandemic, where I could just like have a project to work on and something to keep me anchored. And through that process, I learned a lot as a performer about how to reach dynamics that I have hitherto left unexplored. And I think I've made the bread and butter of my career like being able to go from like 80 to 102. And it's been really gratifying spending a lot of focused time really exploring like what does the dynamic of like 5 look like, and how can you make that beautiful and captivating without giving so much away.
When I wrote you that letter, you'd already made up your mind. All my words were written in vain. When I called you up that day, I was only calling up to say hello. But goodbye was the word that you'd been thinking about for days. Didn't know that you were going to leave me. I wish I knew the way to make you come home. What can I do if this is right for you? Been perfect for you, though I think I was back at the start. You have no more patience for me, so now I guess we'll both just drift apart. All those times I wasn't there, the times you thought I didn't care, I hope you so self-absorbed I thought that you were waiting. When I reached the other side last night, I put my arms around another woman's waist. The touch was sweet but bitter while we danced. And greater love can bring greater pain. I hope I fall in love again. What can I do if this is right? I have not been perfect for you. I like to think I was back at the start. You have no more patience for me, so now I guess we'll both just drift apart. I want the best for you, and now I realize that isn't me. I haven't been the man you need. I wish I'd been able to be. I'm sorry that I did not give you everything that you desired, and that I made you feel upset when you just made me feel inspired. I have not been perfect for you. I wish we could go back and just restart. You have no more patience for me, so now I guess we'll both just drift apart. Drift apart.
And I'm on, just like that. Look at that, eh, folks? Oh, my. Thank you so much to Mr. Ben Kaplan, who I would now like to refer to as a friend, because we had such a great chat. There's part 2 to that coming up later on this evening. We plays another song as well. And I should probably close that. That's going to drive everybody nuts, looking at us playing 10 seconds delayed behind. Oh, my. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that little bit with Ben there. We're going to get back into some music right away. Summer's in, around the bend just flying. The swimming suits are on the line, just trying. I'll meet you there for a conversation. I hope I didn't ruin your whole vacation. Well, you never know how far from home you're feeling until you've watched the shadows cross the ceiling. Well, I don't know, but I can see it snowing. In your car, the windows are wide open. So come on home. Come on home. You don't have to be alone. Valentines break hearts and minds at random. That old Easter egg ain't got a leg to stand on. I can see that you can't win for trying. New Year's Eve is bound to leave you crying. So come on home. Come on home. You don't have to be alone. Well, the moon and stars hang out in bars just talking. I still love that picture of us walking, just like that old house we thought was haunted. Summer's end came faster than we wanted. So come on home. Come on home. You don't have to be alone. Come on home. Come on home. You don't have to be alone. Yes, Jeff Seymour, that is a beautiful tone, beautiful tune. It's really nice when I'm playing a song and I look down and it's the weirdest thing. There's no audience here, right? God, what happened the other day? Somebody clapped. I was doing something and somebody clapped and I turned around and went, "Thank you very much." But it was like I think they were swatting at a fly or something. I just finished filling a glass. I was like, I haven't heard applause in so long. It's been weird, but this is the audience now. This little blue thing that occasionally tells me what people are typing, and it's nice when I'm reading through a song in my head, playing through it with the band, enjoying the time. And I look down and I see Jeff Seymour say, "Beautiful tune." It's like looking in the audience and seeing Jeff, a friend that I've known most of my life, and look at him going, "Yeah, that's a good one. It's really nice." Hello, Tony Medeiros. What's up? Oh, same old thing here. We're going to play This Town in Mine a little later on for you there, Tony Medeiros. If you stick around, that's up to you. I know that's a song you want to hear, but you're going to have to wait for it. We got, where are we here? We're going to play End of the World. We're going to play End of the World, and then we are going to get back into the Ben Kaplan interview. But before we do End of the World, I'm going to change the schedule up here, which Barry loves it when I do this. I am going to do this Gear Talk little segment here right now. This is just a simple one, okay? So, are we on the main camera there, Barry, so I can start talking about this little thing here? Excellent. Okay, the beginning of the month, I started using a Hughes and Kettner Ampman. This is the Ampman Classic. You can see how big it is. It is a multi-knob, multi-input-output, small travel box that you can essentially, you could put this into your flight case, fly to a stadium show, plug your guitar into it, and plug it to the front of house and have it come through the mains, and it would sound, it sounds like a guitar through an amp. There are two of them. There's the Ampman Classic and the Ampman Modern. I'm using the Modern tonight. I've used this for the last few weeks. It has everything you need built into it. I've already kind of talked about them as the months have gone, or as the weeks have gone by, and we've done the whole month of this. But I just want to say, I mean, you know, it's not going to take me off my trainer amp because that's what I've been using for so long. But at the same time, I've really enjoyed using it this month, and I'm thinking, you know, I might just sort of lay this next to my computer for doing some work, because it's really efficient for on the road when you don't have an amp in a hotel room or something. You just plug into this and then go into your single channel interface or whatever. It's a really cool unit. They're not expensive, really effective amp in a little tiny travel rig. I can't say enough about it. All you got to do is plug it into a speaker. There's no tubes, there's no power amps, there's nothing you need to do. Well, it's all in here. Plug this into a speaker and it will sound like a bloody guitar. Hughes and Kettner, great thing. The Ampman Classic and the Ampman Modern. Nice little rigs, nice little rigs. Anyways, enough about that. Thanks to Trainer for sending those out for us to play for the last month or so. And we got bass month coming up, so we're going to be doing a bunch of bass gear. We're going to talk about, I got a whole slew of bass amps downstairs for you to play through, Mr. Grant. So excited about that. I know you are.
I feel sold after that.
But, well, you've got these fucking crazy ass custom Gibsons here. And we did do the Epiphone thing with you, but it was a bad night, and it kind of got scrambled by technology inefficiencies. We're going to play a song called End of the World. Yes, Chuck, you're absolutely right. Trainer in Yorkville rock. They have been supplying Canada with recording, PA, amplifiers, all that stuff. And Yorkville being the distributor that works with Long and McQuaid, man, these guys, they've got Canada covered, whatever you need. It's an amazing collection of companies that are there. I still like the mom and pop stores when I find them. They're few and far between. At the same time, I'm never disappointed when I walk into one of those big stores, and they're everywhere now. They got everything you need. It's great. It's convenient. Used to be a time when it wasn't so.
One sunshine.
Yeah, if you're a band. So it's 8:53. I thought I had left a specific request, which must have gotten either denied or not seen, not filed in the paperwork between me and my wife and my daughter. Because when I was coming up, I said, I'm almost through a warm beer, but I'm going to need one at 8:30, but I don't want to take it up now because it'll be warm in 40 minutes. And you asked Cassie to bring me up a beer at 8:30. And Allison said, yeah, I'll do that. And then Cassie was there. I said, oh, Cassie, can you do that? She said, yeah, I can do that. I said, Allison, make sure to remind her. And Allison said, yes. And now I'm slurping the last warm remnants of a long-tooth lager. Great, even warm.
Making the passive-aggressive best of it,
Yes,
too.
indeed,
Man,
it
oh,
certainly
man.
is.
Making the passive-aggressive best of it all, yes. Dean, Locke, and I know. Hey, Chuck. Yeah, man.
And here it comes.
Another Dean lover out there. Today is another. What do you call it when the date that somebody has passed sort of keeps reaching milestones? Today is another milestone with Dino. So, love to the family. Karen, Rod, everybody, and Dean's friends as well, of course. Man, oh man. Still can't, there's still days that go by that it's the same with Johnny. Rod Wills as well. I mean, Rod was in my life for a shorter time than those guys. Like I spent all my sort of formative years with Johnny and Dean and that gang. And then Rod kind of came in towards when we were a little bit older and then followed through into when I was Toronto and we were doing different things. It's a different relationship. But those three people, man, that's us. This is the end of the world. We're going to play this for Dino tonight and Johnny and Rod and all the St. John's hardcore scene, past, future, and present included. I haven't been part of it for a long time, but man, those were good days. I don't want to hear about your new sensation. I don't want to reconnect your old relations. I don't want to hear your frustrations all of the time. It doesn't take a genius to see that she's a girl. It doesn't take a genius to rule a broken world. It doesn't take a genius to ignore the facts all of the time. There's no sense in asking, is this the end of the world? We'll know it's over when it's done. There's so many ways I picture in my head, but I never saw this one. Truth's dangerous, rumors and lies, far from the truth and nobody's surprised. We're all too busy watching Peaky Blinders all of the time. It doesn't hurt sometimes to look outside your doors. Sometimes it's okay to clean dirty floors. Just remember to wash your hands all of the time. There's no sense in asking, is this the end of the world? We'll know it's over when it's done. There's so many ways I pictured in my head, but I never saw this one. No sense in asking, is this the end of the world? We'll know it's over when it's done. There's so many ways I pictured in my head, but I never saw this one. Oh yes, End of the World. That's a nice song actually. And playing through it that time had a brand new meaning for me all of a sudden. Interesting how songs can do that.
Yeah.
Rare that can happen, but it made sense on a whole other level. So, cheers to that. Let's take a look at the part 2 of the Ben Kaplan interview. Here we go.
These days, you're solo for the most part. Are you still with the band? And is the band at all called the Casual Smokers anymore, or is it just Ben Kaplan Band?
Yeah, I've sort of dropped the Casual Smokers moniker a couple albums back. It seems to keep following me around. There was sort of a moment where I was like, is calling my band the Casual Smokers cool? And like there was something to me that I thought was cool about like nodding towards like decadence and substance abuse and like whatever. And it just sort of, there came a moment where I was like, I don't know if I like gratifying or like, like just, it just feels like an unnecessary thing. And it felt like there was a moment in time where like having an and the helped to make my name more memorable. It helped to people like stick in their mind. Oh, and the Casual Smokers. That's interesting. And it just got to a point where I was like, I don't know if I need something else after my name. I feel like I've now established a name and maybe the Casual Smokers isn't that cool. Or like,
sounds like you're gaining confidence as an artist too.
Yeah, I think that's part of it as well. So anyways, I continued to just call myself Ben Kaplan and tour with the band for about 6 or 7 years after the Casual Smokers phase. And now I'm calling myself Ben Kaplan and don't have a band. So it's just, I'm the show and I'll bring whoever I gosh darn please. Is my philosophy right now.
So are you heading overseas shortly? Germany, UK, Norway, or have you just been recently?
I'm on my way there soon. I just did a big European tour in October, November, and December. It was like a 17 country extravaganza, with COVID nipping at our heels the whole way. But managed to get that whole tour off, which was incredible. There was seemed like every country that we were leaving was just shutting down behind us.
What a weird thing, man. What a great experience to have lived through in retrospect.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, certainly stressful at the moment. Was glad, the few shows that did get canceled, I was glad that I hadn't brought the band with me, because it wasn't that thing of like hemorrhaging dollars. It was just sort of like a day off in Berlin instead. So I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back over there again soon. I'm going to be playing some shows coming up I've got 2 festivals in Germany over the summer, and then I'm back for some dates in the UK in August, and then Norway and Germany again in September, October.
Wow, that's a great run. I just texted the guys in the Watchmen. You are Jewish, correct?
That's right.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to confirm. I just texted the guys in the Watchmen. I'm the token goy in the Watchmen. So when I joined the Watchmen, I moved from Toronto while we were writing our first record, and we were there for 6 months, living with Danny's mom and his brother, and got really pulled into the tightness of the Jewish community in Winnipeg, which is fantastic. To the point where 2 or 3 years later, when me and Allison got married, we actually went to Jerusalem for our honeymoon, because I was so fascinated by the culture. But I always have to check in with the boys on things. So I sent them a message saying, anybody got any good questions to ask a Jewish musician? So Joey was wondering if your mother approves of your career choice.
I think that my parents both were pretty skeptical of this whole thing up until around the time that I played on Q on CBC, and their friends and acquaintances started mentioning to me how cool it was that I was a musician, and then I think that it began to shift a little bit.
Very cool, very cool. I've gotten familiar with how the Jewish parenting system works a little bit. I have a Jewish surrogate mom, and believe me, she treats me with appropriate amounts of food and guilt. It's a wonderful.
Oh, good.
thing. Yeah,
absolutely. Both essential parts of the culture.
Exactly. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to come and chat. I know you got a lot going on. I won't keep you any longer. Allison is loving this record. I am loving this record. I encourage anybody watching tonight, and at any point in time, this album by Ben, called Recollection or Recollection. Is it Recollection or Recollection?
It's kind of both. It's so the concept of the album is that I took songs that I'd previously released and stripped them back and made sort of a greatest hits album. So I have recollected those songs on a new format, and I'm also remembering them. So it's a recollection and a recollection.
Well, it's a wonderful play on words, and I recommend this album to anybody. Let me just say this: anybody who watches this tonight and buys this album and doesn't like it, I will personally refund you, up to a limit of 5 people.
That's a pretty generous offer.
Yeah, I know. No, I think it's a brilliant record, and I think everybody should have it. I'm really happy to own it, and I'm happy to be to have you in my life, and that I'm aware of what you're doing, and I enjoy what you're doing so much. So thank you for everything you do. Awesome. Again, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate you taking the time. It's great to see you. Congratulations on all your success. And man, much more coming your way, I hope. You're a fantastic artist, and I'm glad to have you in my world.
Thank you so much, Ken. The feeling is mutual.
Okay.
See you soon.
Cheers, buddy. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Hey there. This next tune, is not one of mine. I thought I'd play a cover for you. This being the Whiskey Wednesday, I thought I'd play try to be a little bit of a shit disturber and play a song that explores the less than optimal side of alcoholism. This is a tune by somebody else. Drink up, baby, stay up all night. Things you could do, you you won't, but you might. The potential you'll be, you'll never say promises you'll only make. Drink up with me now and forget all about pressure of days. Do what I say and I'll make you okay. Drive them away. The images stuck in your head. People you've been before that you don't want around anymore. That push, shove, won't bend to your will. I'll keep them still. Drink up, baby, look at the stars, and I'll kiss you again. Between the bars where I'm seeing you there, hands in the air, waiting to finally be gone. Drink up one more time and I'll make you mine, keep you apart, deeper in my heart, separate from the rest, where I like you the best. Keep the things you forgot. People you've been before that you don't want around anymore. That push, shove, won't bend to your will. I'll keep them still. People you've been before that you don't want around anymore. That push, shove, won't bend to your will. I'll keep them still.
Pause that. Tuck that away. Am I back on there, Barry?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Barry, thanks for doing such a graceful job tonight on all the switching and taking good care of the interview. Oh, that's just fantastic. Tony Medeiros, we're going to play one song, and then I'm going to show the big reveal of Allison's new bathroom, which is exciting. And then we're going to get to This Town of Mine. But people are going to have to remind me of all these things, because that's my intention right now. But now, as soon as we play, what were we going to play right now? What are we playing? Oh, yeah, we're going to do a Dylan tune. As soon as we do this Dylan tune, a popular Dylan tune, we're going to show the Allison video. Then we're going to play another tune, This Town of Mine. We're going to dedicate it to Tony Medeiros. And then we might even have a couple more. It's one of those nights, ladies and gentlemen. It's one of those nights. You guys are both excited to hear me say that.
I'm excited to see who it is that reminds you of all these things that we're supposed to remind you of.
Yeah, I guess I'm just getting ready for the Lee shows. Anyways, there's an old Dylan tune we decided to bring out for the night. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, and how many times can a cannonball fly before they are forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Yes, and how many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? And how many years can some people exist before we're allowed to be free? Yes, and how many times must he bend his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Yes, and how many times must a man look up and pretend that he can't see the sky? Yes, and how many years must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take before he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Close, close at parts.
Yeah.
Close at parts. Oh, little Dylan rambling for you on a Wednesday night. Now, I said I was going to do Dylan, then I was going to... Oh, yeah, so as you all know, back on the week before May 4th, maybe the 29th or 28th of April. April would be the previous month. So just before that, I guess on April 28th, Alison would have the exact date. She has like a 60-page book documenting the entire thing. We had a team come in to start working on Alison's bathroom, and man, what a process. But it's done, and as of this week, Alison can get back into the shower, and she can get her wheelchair in and brush her teeth, and that's all huge steps towards a little bit more of independence as she's recovering. So that's all really cool. And I went in, and Alison asked me to take a groovy video of the bathroom, and then I took it, and she went, "I guess it'll do." I said, okay. And then she said to me later, she said, "Actually, I watched the video again. It's good." I said, okay. So anyways, this is the new bathroom, and then we're going to get to Tony Medeiros' This Town of Mine.
This is a light switch. Turns on the light behind the door. And, oh, look at that. Nice pocket door, easy to open. Got a full workstation over here with grab bars and level floor, which is beautiful. Alison's shower chair. Another expensive piece of medical equipment. Fun, fun. Those outdoor flowers to look in through. Nice little angled vanity so that her wheelchair can get in and around.
Red for it.
And brush her teeth and stuff in the morning. And of course, little sort of shelves that she has decorated with. I'm not allowed to use the shelves, of course, because I might break the perfect sort of little thing there. I am allowed to use my toothbrush. That's about it. And I can shower over there. But pretty neat, eh? So she's got space to do what she needs to do in here. We're pretty happy with it. So from the furthest corner, here it is. Look at that. Beautiful.
Welcome to Lifestyles of the Canadian Rock Star. Now, there are those crazy shows about sort of famous people where they go to see their houses and their car collections. And it's insane. I'm not famous in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I played with a couple bands that had some success in Canada, and that's been really fun. But I don't consider myself like that. So here on this reality channel, you see our new bathroom. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. It's a really big thing for us, man. That's you have no idea how much these little improvements make in our life.
It's the open concept shower, you know.
It's amazing.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it makes everything so easy. It's just great. It's just great. Yeah, it'd be great if you have like a car wash where you just go through it, and it dries you at the end. Yeah. I have to be careful though, because my hair gets pretty fluffy when the hair dryer gets to it, you know. What hair are you fluffing? Yeah. Okay, the whiskey's gone, so that must mean it's time to finish my Longtooth lager. Lucas, I hope you're watching, you and the gang down there at there's a bar in Stirling, Ontario now, which is attached to the Longtooth Brewery, and you can go there and drink. And you can go there on Wednesdays and watch the Whiskey Wednesday show on the wall. Hi. And I doubt there's anybody there at 9:16 on a Wednesday, but there might be. Maybe it's the thing to do in Stirling these days. I certainly hope it becomes the thing. I know they had a great weekend after the Stirling Porch Fest. They had all the bands play at that place, and it was rocking, good time. And they've got some more music this week, so cheers, Lucas, and all that stuff. What are we gonna do after that? Oh, I know what we're doing.
All right. So do we.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This town of mine, this town of mine, I find myself so easily reclined here in this town of mine. Trying to find some peace of mind to get myself on track and to buy myself some time. This town is growing on me as a song for all to hear. All these faces look familiar, but your names are so unclear. In this town of mine, this town of mine, I find myself so easily reclined here in this town of mine. At times this town seems distant, at times you all seem so strange. All these places remind me of places that I've been. So deep the roots are growing through my kids and to my friends. All I think about is being here. It takes away the pain in this town of mine. In this town of mine, find myself so easily reclined here in this town of mine. This town's a mistress, she gives me all I need and more. Someday I'll say goodbye to her and walk right out the door. In this town of mine, in this town of mine, I find myself so easily reclined here in this town of mine. Oh, a little this town of mine. Song I wrote about Campbellford about 12 years ago, I guess, 10 or 12 years ago. I like that song. This goes out to you tonight, Tony. I hope you're doing well, buddy. I hope you're doing well out there in the world. I'm getting better, folks. I've been going out more and more. I'm trotting over to Canadian Tire, and I went to, where else did I go? I went to Canadian Tire. Yeah, that was big. That was good. That was and I went out to my barn a couple times, which was nice. Stood in the barn. The shed is now a barn. I now refer to the shed as a barn.
More of a barnett.
Yes, well, shed.
How many goats
Something.
live in that barn?
Which is better than a barn none, right?
GT Mike, did we see GT? Are you here, GT? We gonna play a song for GT or not?
Yeah, he was there.
He was, sir? Okay, we'll play a song for GT Mike. He's up at the trailer getting eaten by mosquitoes tonight. GT Mike and myself both suffer chronic back pain. And GT likes this song because it's about your back hurting, which it is. But it's not necessarily just back pain. Almost in tune, ladies and gentlemen. Did I say last week? Last week was I saying, God, I got to put new strings on this. Next week you'll have fresh strings. I think that was last week that I said that. It's just so hard to change them. They sound so nice. What's that? Fred Penner's great, Jeannie. If you're going to rock out the weekend with your kids at Fred Penner, that's fantastic. That'll be so much better than anything else. That'll be a great, great time. We're going to play a song now called, what did he say we were going to do? Oh, we're going to do this one for GT, The Way to the World. And then I'm going to close out the night with a special song, just because it feels right. But we're going to do this first. Shit, what did I say we were doing?
Way to the world.
All right, we're going to do it in B, right?
Yep.
See, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, I mean, you know, I as you all know, I drink and smoke pot. That's whatever. But
She couldn't.
but as you see, like as you notice, like you know, when I'm getting ready to go away for Watchmen shows, which you've been through a few times with me, you'll notice on a Wednesday night I'm extremely scattered. Like my mind is, you know, I'm working out logistics of how to, you know, get across a curb to get Allison in the hotel tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking about right now, and then I'm slapping myself in the metaphorical face in my mind. So I guess metaphorical face in my mind. I could take metaphorical out, just say the face in my mind. And if I'm slapping that and saying, you know, you should be enjoying the song, enjoy the moment, you're playing music with your friends, and then I come back to that for a second, and then I go, oh man, I've been playing really shitty, and then I sort of get really focused on it, and then I start thinking about the price of gas. We got a couple more tunes, ladies and gentlemen, before I lose my mind. Yeah, time to get ready for tomorrow. The next couple of days, it's going to be so much fun. Keep saying to Allison, why are we so scared? This is going to be fun, this is exciting, it's an adventure. And I go and I hide in the corner in our brand new bathroom and I cry. I am a sinner and an addict, and I can't forget all the things done to me. I've got many regrets. I am a faker and a loser on the best of days. I can barely keep my head up to stay awake. I've got a story, I wrote it between the lines. If you follow me, I can promise it'll end just fine. My back hurts from carrying the weight of the world. My back hurts from carrying the weight of the world. It's getting late, I'm getting lonely, and I'm sinking fast. Just a phone call to say hello will get me past. In the distance, the dogs are barking, it keeps me awake. With the tapping of my foot on the floor as I wait for day. As I wait for day. My back hurts from carrying the weight of the world. I need a night in the city with an old-fashioned girl. Another living and some time to let the colors swirl, let the colors swirl. So my back hurts from carrying the weight of the world. I'd say I'm sorry, and you treat me with the best of kind. When I'm with you, there's nothing on my mind. There's something to be said for familiar voices, something to be said for familiar choices, something to be said for what me and you can do, what we get to do. My back hurts from carrying the weight of the world. Made a light in the city with an old-fashioned girl. A little living and some time to let the colors swirl. So my back hurts from carrying the weight of the world. There you go. Well, we're going to end tonight. It's been a great gang of folks here. It's been really nice to see you all. I read today that Mercedes Berry would have been 74 today, I believe, was her birthday. And I wanted to dedicate a song to her tonight, and this is the last song of the night, and I'll talk a little bit about Myrrh and why that, why she was special to me. I left home, at a fairly early age, according to some. I was given, sort of a music or education option, I guess it was. And I decided to move out and take the music option. And I moved in with my girlfriend Paula, who many of you know, and her mom's name was Mercedes, and her mom's boyfriend, partner, life partner, whatever, I'm not sure what the technicalities were, was filled in. And Myrrh and Phil were quite a couple at the in the Newfoundland arts scene. They ran theater companies, they ran housing collectives, and sort of all this stuff to keep artists employed and getting grants and still making art, but at the same time partying like crazy and just having so much fun with life. And anyways, Myrrh was one of those people that, I don't know, if she could talk to me about anything. I don't know how many times I sat down with just me and Myrrh while she hand-rolled one of her drum cigarettes, you know, which can be like a beautiful sort of long experience. I mean, you can roll one quick if you're in the rain, but I mean, like to actually, when you sit with somebody who smokes them regularly, you know what I'm talking about. That's part of the conversation.
Exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Hey, I'm a fan of Myrrh's already.
Exactly. And she'd, you know, she always had a little bit of, you know, advice for, you know, if you're having a bad acid trip or something. And but at the same time, she was kind of like a mom to me for a long time, and she was. I mean, I was engaged to Paula, and this was Paula's mom, so she would have been my mother-in-law. But that all sort of changed directions for people, and me and Paula ended off in different places. But Mercedes would have been 74 today, and she was a really fantastic woman and a nice lady to me, both her and Phil and that whole community. That was part of the community that included Mike Wade and Ron Hines and all of those people. And that was the first time that I started having social time with Ron, because Ron and Connie were friends with Myrrh and Phil. So when they'd have dinner together and I was there with Paula, you know, I'd get to spend, you know, table time with Ron Hines. So that was kind of a really cool thing for me as a young musician. So we're going to play a Ron Hines song. We're going to play 1962. And I'm going to dedicate it to Mercedes today on her birthday. And, oh, it's God, I just realized we haven't played this in a long time, have we? This was sort of a last-minute addition. And I dreamed it was 1962. I dropped a quarter in the jukebox and I played a song for you. I kissed you by the Pinball King. We were listening to Del Shannon sing. I had all his records, he was my favorite then. And that's all gone, won't come back again. That's all gone, won't come back again. I woke and I put on my father's shoes, stood out on the front porch like he used to do, stepped across the morning sands. The skylight only showed a sign of rain. Yours will be the only footprints that remain. And that's all gone, won't come back again. That's all gone, won't come back again. It was something I meant to say. Too many words got in the way. And I dreamed that it was 1962. I lit a fire on a beach and I lay in the sand with you. We'd sing songs until the rains would come. Straight across the fields we would run. You wrapped your sweater around my first guitar. I walked you home, and that's all gone, won't come back again. That's all gone, won't come back again. It was something I meant to say. Too many words got in the way. Then I dreamed that it was 1962. I dropped a quarter in the jukebox and I played a song for you. I kissed you by the Pinball King. We were listening to Del Shannon sing. I had all his records, he was my favorite then. Well, him and Brian Wilson, that's all gone, it won't come back again. That's all gone, it won't all come back again. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It was a little bit of a longer show tonight. I hope you all appreciate it. We had a fantastic time. Thank you guys for staying later than usual. Did you have a fun time this evening?
That was great.
Yeah, you, Mr. Lucy? Excellent. Barry, you're still awake over there?
Oh, yeah, I'm still awake.
Everybody's doing just fantastic. Okay, well, you hit up the tip jar on the way out if you feel like it. It's in the description. Send some a little bit of donation this way to help us out with the expenses of what we do here. No obligation. That's all cool. For those of you coming to the Lee's Palace shows tomorrow and Friday in Toronto, those are going to be great times. Looking forward to those. I'm also kind of terrified. It's a weird thing. Everything in my life is like that. There's nothing I'm excited about anymore. It's like I'm excited and terrified. Ah, God, it's so weird. I got to get my head straight again. Me and Ray were out the other night, and I was talking to him about ordering a plate of nachos. And I said, you know, before COVID, I never thought like ordering food in a restaurant might kill me. You know, it's just like, but that's where my head goes now. Like nachos, oh, I might die from COVID. Like, that's not true. That's not true. This is just all me, ladies and gentlemen. I know we don't talk about COVID on this show, so I'm going to leave that alone, but I'm getting better, I promise. Everybody stay well, stay good, stay groovy, stay healthy, stay yourselves. Please continue to be nice to other people around you. Let's all try and keep that in order. And we will see you next Wednesday. Until then, goodbye.
Once again, thanks for spending another Wednesday with us here at Storyhouse Studios. Thanks to Trainer, Yorkville, and a Longtooth Beverage Company for being a part of the show. We love our time on the Whiskey Wednesday show and appreciate all of your support. Don't forget to hit up the tip jar if you feel so inclined. Never expected, but always appreciated. Tune in every week for more guests, songs, stories, drinks, and gear talk. And don't forget to visit the website, www.kentizzard.com, to sign up for the Whiskey Wednesday wrap-up. Compiled by Allison, this is a monthly overview with highlights, directories of songs, and so much more. Be kind, be helpful, be happy, be safe. See you next week.
Jim Beam.